Well, moving on and speaking about match number 8 between Kolkata and Hyderabad in the Indian T20 League 2020. We've had a great season so far. We've actually not expected this much cricket to happen, but we eventually have done. Kolkata didn't have a great outing in the last one. They actually had a very bad failure, I would say, and Hyderabad, on the other hand, also didn't perform up to the mark. They had the game, but they let it go somehow. So these two giants are going to come against each other in this contest. There are so many battles to watch out for. It's just going to be a fantastic game of cricket. So without much further ado, let's get into the video, and I'm going to give you guys all the important numbers, facts and stats before you start watching this game. So let's jump right into it. Like I said before, both these sides love facing each other. We have an Andre Russell, we have a Rashid Khan, we have a Williamson, we have a Warner, we have an Owen Morgan, we have a Dinesh Karthik, we have Sunil Narayan. We have so many fantastic players, all marquee players in white ball cricket, all put together in this one game. It's going to be a crackerjack of a contest, and as much as I said that these guys love to play against each other, if we have a look at the head-to-head between these two sides, since 2018 they've met each other 5 times, and 3 out of those 5 times Hyderabad have been victorious. So Hyderabad have an upper hand over Kolkata going into this game, also considering the fact that Kolkata's setup is still not entirely complete. They didn't look all that good in the first game, so Hyderabad will have an advantage going into this game. Also, I have to speak about the venue. This game is being played at Abu Dhabi in the Sheikh Zayed Stadium. It's a beautiful venue to play cricket in. In this edition of the Indian T20 League, we've already seen 2 games happen there, and the average first inning score comparing both those games is around 179, which is pretty standard for T20 cricket in this day and age. And obviously the teams that have chased, it's not a huge number to have reference, but one team has won, one team has lost. But this, we've actually seen in the last few matches, the fact that if you do have the amount of runs on board necessary, you can defend it. We've seen Rajasthan do it, we saw Mumbai do it, yesterday we saw Punjab do it. So it's been an even battle so far, and I'm expecting nothing less from this game as well. Let's quickly move on and let's quickly start talking about all the important numbers that we are here to discuss. Let's get the captains, both sides captain stats out the way. The first is David Warner, Hyderabad's captain. This man loves playing against Kolkata. He has 2 centuries against them. He has a fantastic average of over 43 runs. He scored about 829 runs against this franchise. He just loves playing against them, and this time it's not going to be any different. On the other hand, his counterpart Dinesh Karthik has not had a great time against Hyderabad. In the last 3 times that he's faced him, he's only been able to score 16 runs, which is not a good stat to have, especially when you're coming off a loss. You need the captain to step up, and we never know with DK, he might be able to do that for us. Speaking of players who love playing against Kolkata, we cannot leave out Bhuvneshwar Kumar, probably one of the senior most players in the Hyderabad side. He has 27 wickets to his name, the most by any player against Kolkata in the Indian T20 League. He just loves bowling against them. He has a fantastic average of just over 20. So beware Kolkata fans and the Kolkata players, Bhuvi is coming for you. And last but not least, we have to speak about Rashid Khan and Andre Russell, probably one of the biggest T20 battles of all time, especially considering the fact that they're both legends in their own rights. In the T20 format, Rashid Khan has picked Andre Russell's wicket 3 times, whereas Andre Russell has smashed him for around 5 sixes. So it's quite a fair battle there. In 25 balls, 3 dismissals, they both are going to go at each other at a very rapid and a very similar pace. So let's look out at what's going to happen. I am very excited, and I hope you guys are as well. So without much further ado, let's quickly move on and let's speak about the predicted 11 of both these sides, and I am going to start with Hyderabad. Speaking of Hyderabad side, they always have been a fantastic setup. They've been a very good bowling unit, but since Bairstow arrived at the top of the order with Warner, their batting also seemed to be very strong. In the last game, obviously Warner wasn't able to get off to a great start. He was unfortunately run out, but best or did show why he's one of the best in this format of the game. The only weak link, according to me, would be the fact that they have lost Mitchell Marsh for the entire tournament for an ankle injury. We saw how struggling it was for him to come out and bat, and he wasn't able to bowl. Also, he had to be carried off the field. It was not a good sight to see. So that's the only thing that I think is going to change for this side, because it's very early in the tournament. They don't want to make a lot of playing combination changes, and I don't think that Warner is somebody who would like to change that as well. So also another thing that I recently witnessed was that Kane Williamson, he was sidelined because of some sort of injury, but he seems to be back. He's been seen training, and we just hope we can get to see that legend on the field as well. With that being said, I have to move on and speak about the predicted 11 for the Kolkata team. And this team also, I don't think after the previous game, Dinesh Karthik went out for a press conference. He seemed very calm and composed. He didn't seem to blame anybody. He didn't seem to think too much about it. He just said that everybody's warming up, everybody needs to get out there, and I don't think this team is not going to change at all. He wants to give everybody another chance, and possibly after that they might be able to think about a few changes. But the most important factor that we can take from the last game was the fact that all the 4 foreigners that they had chosen, they didn't perform. Andre Russell didn't, Sunil Narine didn't, Owen Morgan, and neither did Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins, the most expensive buy in this edition, he went for 49 runs in 3 overs. So that is something that they will have to address, because there are so many people who are already on the highest wicket takers list, on the highest run scorer list. We saw century yesterday. There's so much already happening. So Kolkata will have to speed things up. They need to come into the picture ASAP. And that's about it. And without the audience poll, I will not be able to end this video. Cricket Tracker's audience has given their verdict as to who they think is going to win this contest. I asked the audience who they thought is going to have more impact. Was it going to be Russell or was it going to be Warner? And surprisingly, Warner, 65% said that Warner is going to have more impact. So there are a lot of people who are rooting for Hyderabad to win, and that is included me. I am also rooting for Hyderabad to win. I think they are going to win this game, and I definitely think that Warner might win the man of the match, because if he fires at the top of the order, there's absolutely nothing stopping him. With that being said, let's quickly have a look at the final points table, at how the teams are standing right now. Punjab is very comfortable, sat at the top, especially because of yesterday's game. They had a blast, didn't they? KL Rahul smashed all the bowlers. He was seeing the cricket ball like a football. It was just brilliant watching him play. The bowlers backed the batsmen. They did a fantastic job, and obviously Kolkata didn't get off to a great start. Hyderabad also haven't opened their account yet, but both of these teams will be raring to go. So this is what the points table looks like currently. I know, like I said before, this is very early in the tournament. We still have a long way to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button in the comments. Let me know all your predictions, and if you already haven't done it, then hit that subscribe button and press the notification bell right next to it, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.